This man initially just wanted to practice karate with a girl, but he didn't expect to accidentally tear her clothes. After a long day of work, Ichika wanted to go home and rest, but when he opened the door, he was surprised to find Tatanashi waiting for him, wearing an apron. Ichika quickly ran out, wondering if he had entered the wrong room. Tatanashi then came out and welcomed Ichika home. Tatanashi wanted to live with Ichika, explaining that as his coach, it was necessary for them to live together. However, at that moment, Huang came to find Ichika. She noticed something was off in Ichika's room and immediately pushed the door open. To her surprise, the girl she was meeting for the first time was incredibly strong. Tatanashi remarked that if Ichika died now, she would be very upset. In reality, Tatanashi was the president of the school's student council. That morning, Ichika had been reviewing his practical training when his eyes were suddenly covered by a pair of hands. When Ichika turned around, he found that he didn't recognize the woman. Tatanashi told him that if he didn't hurry, the teacher would be angry, and it was only then that Ichika realized he was late. He arrived at the classroom, only to be scolded by the teacher. At the school meeting, Ichika learned that it was the student council president who had scolded him. The school festival would be held this month, and each class had to organize an event. Since Ichika was the only male student, his job was to serve the girls in various ways. Ichika wanted to protest to the teacher, but she too wanted Ichika to serve her. Suddenly, Laura suggested they create a maid cafe. After some thought, the girls decided that having Ichika work as a butler would be a great idea. Thus, the event was set to be a maid cafe. As soon as Ichika left the classroom, Tatanashi called out to him. She immediately declared that she would be Ichika's coach, and in her eyes, Ichika was weaker than an ant. Ichika didn't agree with that and challenged Tatanashi to a fight. If he lost, he would do whatever Tatanashi wanted. Tatanashi immediately accepted the challenge. The two soon arrived at the dojo to compete, and as expected, Ichika was quickly knocked down. Tatanashi believed Ichika was weak and couldn't beat her. After being mocked by Tatanashi, Ichika started to calm himself. He decided to take Tatanashi down with one strike. However, Tatanashi's stance was so solid that when Ichika grabbed her collar, he accidentally tore off her clothes. Tatanashi didn't get angry. Instead, she told Ichika he would have to pay for this. A loud scream echoed through the dojo. Meanwhile, Laura was looking for Ichika when she overheard two girls discussing how Ichika would dislike them if they didn't tidy their hair. Laura turned to look at herself in the mirror when the teacher's voice came from the side. The teacher mentioned she had seen Ichika earlier in the inn for Tatanashi. At that moment, Ichika opened his eyes and saw Tatanashi in front of him. He tried to get up, but Tatanashi immediately pushed him back down onto her lap. Just then, Laura walked in and saw the scene. Laura, now determined to take action, was stopped by Tatanashi. Tatanashi told her to stay put, and Ichika was nearly ready to go. Tatanashi took Ichika to the training ground, where he requested Charlotte and Cecilia to demonstrate for him. The two summoned mechs and began a circular aerial confrontation. They then attacked each other in this state. Tatanashi explained their movements to Ichika. It was now Ichika's turn. Although he managed to control the flight, his shooting skills were terrible. After Ichika was shot down, he still wanted to continue training.